I am really important for someone, this enemy. They just cannot live without giving me grief, sadness, or failure. Seeing me go abroad for higher studies, they must have cried out like a wolf. They would also want to go abroad. So now the enemy is shocked, like the clairvoyant in London. How have you come here? My dear, you should have been bedridden. The enemy is saying, how can she go to London? We will do our best to stop her. The question is how to stop her. Read my diary, message. So I've written, here's a toast to Mummy, who makes everything possible for me, even the impossible. And my personal diary, wrapping paper, was a wedding gift wrapping paper, torn in pieces, and those pieces were put in between my personal diary papers. So maybe now you have guessed it right. To hurt the one who makes the impossible possible for Zehra Jawad. Who is she? So like in CAS, when I was doing my O-levels, God has again given this enemy a chance to hit two birds with one stone. Wedding of a relative in my place, my room taken, so I would suspect the other cousin and not this cousin. And air blue crash on one cousin's birthday. So please, can you tell us who it is really? Which one? May I remind you, the cousin whose mother said, 7 Qurans up, 7 Qurans down, and my hand in the middle, meaning I swear by the 7 Qurans up and 7 Qurans down. So, isn't one Quran enough for you, Zehra? Not to suspect someone, a cousin whose mother has said this to you so politely? Or the cousin whose mother does wrong and with no remorse, with no shame, not a little bit of feeling guilty. And why not keep her mouth shut? When you've just come out of your room, you can go back in your room and she can curse and abuse your father in front of your mother and her husband, just because your mother complained that my husband travels a lot and I don't get much time with him. And this Saudi airline stewardess started to curse your father. She could have blessed him and herself. She could have said, I pray that your husband and you live together. And now if the CAS is a coincidence, the harassment by that boy, young man from A-level who O-level second year, who put the notes in your bag pocket, or what is it? The diary thing is evidence. Air blue may also be a coincidence, but someone did come in your room while you were in London studying law and went through your diary. The torn wrapping paper which I had wrapped my diary, pieces were put in between the papers and left in the book. It was a notebook I had bought from St. Joseph's College canteen and made it into a personal diary. And now as a lawyer, I appeal to someone who can help me solve this life problem, turmoil, because my father also worked hard, and he कोई हराम की कमाई नहीं थी. He didn't work illegally. He had houses, the last ones in London, they sold, split the money, and he invested in me to go to London. He couldn't send my brother at that time. His money was in capital, not cash. My poor brother, who graduated from the American school, couldn't go to Massachusetts University. And I put my last ounce of energy leaving my family. I couldn't ever think of leaving my home for higher studies, leaving my principal for whom I went there to do law, who was my driving force. So since childhood, I've been having to debate with myself and ask myself hard questions regarding certain problems in my life. Like I think I heard Whitney Houston's mother, Cissy Houston, say that she's had to answer some hard questions. And there is a witch. This witch doesn't want me to get married, doesn't want me to work or have a normal life. Had put my whole house upside down because a mother is very important for the house. And this cunning, wicked, clever witch knows how to break the house, to first attack the mother. As a lawyer, I could have gone into social working, human rights, along with trying to change the law and bring a reform in the best way possible. But with this madness and malaise and chronic fatigue and headaches, and even you can see on the internet, if I take one good action, proper action, I'm followed by attacks, tormenting, torturing me, and I say things, wrong things, and all this I do like not well behaved, not gracefully, fluctuating. And the clairvoyant, yes, in London did tell me, you take one step forward and 3 steps back. So this is my only recourse to the hell that broke loose inside of me and outside. And so I have to do this for myself, to help myself, maybe if I can help others also.